How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ask That Podcast on YouTube. What I got here is, let me see what the official title is. It's just MASH. And it says, update include the final episode. What this is a compilation. It's like a fan book for the series MASH. I picked this up in my local library at a used book sale for, I think it was 50 cents. Their prices change. Sometimes it's 25 cents, sometimes it's 50 cents, sometimes it's $1. Original price is $9.95. And this came out, when did the original MASH end? I was in school, but it's a great little guidebook. Let me see if I can find a year on this. Love the cover. Look, you got pretty much every main character on the cover there. Excuse me. MASH, the exclusive inside story of TV's most popular show. And what amazes me is, it's been off the air since I was in elementary school, like early elementary school, second, third grade, somewhere around there. There's still generations that are watching it because MASH is rerun all over the place. Like a lot of your digital substations air it. Forward by Alan Alda. So this is what I'm looking. 83. And see, it's got, there's typical content. You get all the main characters, the producers, episode by episode guide, capsule summaries for episodes of all 11 seasons, some fan mail, chrono, and the awards they won. This is a really neat little book. I like that. And here's the weird thing about MASH. Growing up as a kid, I didn't like the show. I don't remember exactly why. I just did not like it. I didn't find it funny. And then, I think I might have mentioned this before here. When I got out of high school, like I graduated in end of May, I shipped out about the middle of August for Army BC2. Once I got out of the service, I moved back home. Well, I moved into the house I grew up in. I was the only one living there for a little bit. And MASH, I didn't have cable. I was like, fuck paying for cable. I had an antenna. I picked up, all your major networks. MASH came on like two different channels. Like one channel showed it from like 6 to 7, 2 episodes. And another channel showed it from like 10 or 10:30 to 11 or 11:30. I can't remember exactly when. And I just fell in love with the show. But there's a great picture of the cast. And that's a later cast because you got Honeycutt, you got Winchester, Radar's not in it. A little forward by Alan Alda. If you're a fan of MASH, I don't know how much this book would cost you now. I have no clue. I've never looked. This is definitely something for people who are in the show MASH. Somebody's a fan. This is definitely something they would love. And then you got you got Alan Alda's, and Hawkeye. Oh wow! Early photo that you can tell it's Alan Alda, but damn, it looks different. There's him and Honeycutt. And I always preferred Honeycutt to Trapper John. Just like I kind of prefer Winchester to Frank Burns. Because Winchester was not just... Burns came off as fairly one-dimensional. Winchester had nuances to him. And I like McLean's Gary Berghoff. We just recently had some friends of the family up visiting. They live right down the road from Gary Berghoff. Radar, of course. Radar. Who all I know him from is MASH, and then he did a movie where he played a cross-dressing serial killer. It kind of sucked when he left the show. And one thing I noticed, I don't think it's mentioned in this book at all, is they don't mention After MASH, which, as far as I know, there's no official release of it. I found, TV rips. William Christopher, Father McCahey, who was not in the movie or the book this is based on. He's a television creator. Oh, I love this episode. It's when this reporter's interviewing all of them. Really good episode. There's a young Father McCahey. Jamie Farr, Klinger. A little bit about Klinger. When they put out MASH toys, like action figures, I think there were some vehicles and shit. They put out Klinger in a nurse's outfit, and it got pulled off the shelves because people started some shit. And now it's like, of all the MASH figures, as far as I know, it's like the hardest one to come out. It ain't like super rare. There's young Jamie Farr. Toledo Mud Hens. The only reason I knew what the word the fuck Toledo was as a kid is because Klinger was from there. Because my father watched this show watched it every week when it aired, and then watched the reruns pretty much every day. Mike Farrell, BJ Honeycutt, who's done a few things afterwards. I like this. Got the mustache on his surgical mask. It's odd seeing the few episodes where he doesn't have the mustache. You're like, oh, he looks so different. Then in front of the infamous signpost. Larry Linville, that's Frank Burns. And I never have really heard why he left. I have no idea on that. I never have heard. It might be in this book. I've not read this entire thing. I flipped through it. Harry Morgan, who always reminds me of my grandpa because they look so much like Colonel Potter. I was trying to think of it. But it's Potter. Colonel Potter. You know, Dragnet and billions of other things. As young Colonel Potter. I preferred him to McLean Stevens. I can't remember what his character's name was now. Him and that damn horse. Wayne Rogers is Trapper John, who... There's a Trapper John TV show that I never really realized was connected to MASH. I haven't seen it in years either, but Wayne Rogers was not on it. He really ain't done shit, as far as I know, since MASH went off the air. Like I said, a lot of good pictures, a lot of good detail in this. McLean Stevenson as Colonel Henry Blake. Got something on my screen right there. Yeah, he left it, and people always talk about how he left it for a show that was a huge bomb. The show lasted 2 seasons and was in the top 30 or 40 the first season, and it kind of went down the second season. It wasn't a bomb. It's like Aftermath. You hear Aftermath was a bomb. No, it lasted 2 seasons. The first season, it did pretty good. The second season, I think it was on CBS. It was not on NBC, I know that. It was a CBS or ABC. They put it up against A-Team. Yeah, when A-Team was at its peak of popularity, when like everybody on the fucking planet was watching A-Team besides me. I didn't watch A-Team when it originally aired. I was not into it. I actually got into it. David Ogden Stiers, who's passed away fairly recently. He did MASH. He was on the first season of Two Guys, a Girl, in a Pizza Place as the crazy homeless guy. And then comic nerds will know him most for he was the Martian Manhunter in the never released in the United States, as far as I know, Justice League of America, or it might have just been called Justice League, movie made for TV. It was him and Kim Uja. And, the one that plays Fire, I know, I can't think of what her name is. That's about the only people that are known. Him as Martian Manhunter. He was so good on this show, though. Because, like I said, he was multi-dimensional. He had, Loretta Swit as Hot Lips Houlihan. And she's another one. I ain't seen her much since this. Huh? You can definitely tell that's Loretta Swit. Oh, that's a good one when her and Hawkeye are trapped, and then they're getting shelled. And she had a heart too, she was by the rules. Whereas Burns cared about nobody but himself pretty much. So many great pictures in this. The producers. Larry Gilbert. And the thing about MASH is if you're watching the old episode, or all old, watching that, you see so many people, like before they came out, like Harrison Ford shows up in an episode. Ron Howard in that little time frame between doing Andy Griffin and Happy Days shows up in an episode. Lots of people. Larry Hama, if you're a comic fan, Larry Hama from G.I. Joe shows up in MASH. He was an actor at one time. I didn't know. I'm watching, but that's fucking Larry Hama. Burt Metcalf. Huh? That's what I thought that was. Oh, Hank Sr. playing in the background there, if you can hear it. And then we get episode by episode the plots, and it's just really like this. I hate a mystery, an epidemic of stealing. Hawkeye becomes the chief suspect, but he lets himself detect and solves the crime. It's a little short capsule reviews, but hey, 11 seasons, and each season was, quite a few episodes. So that's pretty, nice little episode, guy. I mean, back in the day, younger folks won't realize that back in the day we didn't have Wikipedia or online. There was the internet, but it wasn't like it is now. Especially like when this came out. I mean, the internet was kind of around. ARPANET was probably still around, but you didn't. You had reference books like this. Good picture of the cast with one of the producers. And this is a show I'd love to own every season on DVD. It's just. Even finding them used, because it's 11 seasons, you think about it, even if you pay in like $10 a season, that's over $100. I did have a friend that bought the MASH Foot Locker set that was every episode on DVD in like a Foot Locker case. And we sat down, and over the course of quite a while, watched over the final 2.5 hours special. All right, funny story about this special. When it aired from like 7 to probably 9:30, I would guess, Central Time. Well, my bedtime was 8 or 8:30, so I didn't get to the end of it. So I was sent to bed in the middle of watching. I mean, oh, God forbid you let him stay up an extra, hour to watch this show. And like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of the show, but I did like watching it, which is odd to say, but yeah. So the way our house was set up, I could walk out my bedroom door and stand in the hall and see the TV in the living room. So I laid down, turned my light off, pretended like I went to sleep, waited about 15 minutes and stood out in the hall and was watching it. And like a few minutes from the end, I sneezed and they caught me and I got in trouble. Fan mail. And there was MASH conventions at one time. I remember a friend of mine out in Texas went to a MASH convention. All the awards this morning. They won a pop. 73, wow. So 73 through, what, 84, I would guess? 83, 84, the 83 TV season. And that's it. But yeah, really nice little book. And I got it cheap. I mean, it's got a little wear on it. You can see there's a little wear on the corners. And yeah, but for a little bend right there. But for the price, it was worth it. It's one of my reference books. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, remember, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.